Hello, everyone, and welcome to our IT webinar, Myth Busters. So, the IT industry is a dynamic and ever evolving field, but it's also surrounded by a lot of myths that can discourage talented individuals from entering the industry or cause confusion about what's really needed to succeed. Some of you may have heard things like you need a computer science degree to break into IT, or IT jobs are all about coding and sitting behind a computer or all day. So, to be honest, these myths are not only misleading but also potentially career limiting. Our goal in today's webinar is to bust these myths and provide you with a clearer, more accurate understanding on what it takes to thrive in IT. Whether you're just starting out, considering a career change, or looking to advance in your current role, this webinar will give you a practical insight and actionable steps to help you to move further. And also, throughout the webinar, you'll have the opportunity to hear from our industry experts, gain new perspectives to ensure that you leave this webinar with a deeper understanding. And also, I encourage you to actively participate, ask questions, and feel free to drop your queries in the chat box. So I guess let's move further now. Okay, now we have got, let's talk about today's agenda as well, that what we're actually going to cover in today's webinar session. So first, we're going to talk about the paths of success. And then we're going to invite one of our guests who will be sharing their journey, that how they have achieved their path in IT. And then we're going to come upon our webinar offer, in which we have exciting offers for you all guys. And then we're going to come upon our main topic of the webinar, which is the IT job mythbusters, in which Naman is going to tell you really great facts based on this today's topic. And then at last, we're going to talk about the certification and our policies. And also, we are also having one more great offer for you that is going to cover up in the quiz session today.
Okay, guys, I think, Diksha, I hope everyone is ready for the riddle. Like every time we come with riddles. So, do we have anyone here who had participated in the past in the riddles? Do we have anyone here? I think Harshdeep is someone who has done that. What about others? Have you ever participated in the riddle in the past? Anyone? Are you ready, guys? Do you want to play this riddle? Kenneth, Joyce, Hussein, what about you guys? Great. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so in a world where code and operations intertwine, I act as the architect of harmony. I create a seamless flow where manual tasks are automated, ensuring that every deployment is as smooth as well-oiled machine. My role is to integrate and optimize continuous process. So what's my profession? Guys, this is something which is kind of a mixed night now over here. We see multiple things, right? We see, there is an integration between, it talks about integration, optimization, continuous process. What is this? What is the role we are talking about? More guesses, please. More guesses. What about Tesla? What about Robert, Rachel, Omar, Modive, Ladis, Kenneth? Guys, we need responses from everyone who has joined. I can see you cannot hide from me. So everyone has to guess. Like, let's see, because we talk about architect over here. We talk about deployments over here. We talk about continuous process. So what is that? We are talking about roles. Which role is this? Everyone, some people are saying DevOps. Do you see the confusion over here? Diksha, do you see the confusion here? People are a bit confused between DevOps and CI/CD and cloud. Like they are giving different options over here.
Oh,
Oh,
let's see what will be the correct answer.
it's a DevOps engineer. Yes, you're right, guys. So when you hear this word continuous process, right, or you hear the automation, that completely aligns with DevOps. So Anytime you hear this word, make sure you answer it DevOps. Okay, moving on to the next riddle. I can connect distant lands by weaving a web of paths, guiding packets to their destination with precision. I ensure data flows smoothly across vast distances, bridging network with ease. Who am I? So basically, we are talking about web, we are talking about packets, we're talking about data flows, we are talking about networks, and this is actually the role. We are talking about a role over here. Which role is this? What do you think, everyone? So we talk about, okay, more guesses, please, more guesses. So Joyce, you're not participating. Others, Dhaval, Bharat, Amber, you guys are not participating. Please participate. What do you think? Which profession role is this? Okay, so it's network engineer. You guys are right. So when we talk about web, we talk about data flows. We talk about bridging networks. It's all comes under network engineer. Very good, guys. Right, guys. Okay, next. I am the architect of digital armor, constructing robust defenses to shield systems for unseen threats. My tools includes encryption, firewalls, and my focus is on identifying weaknesses before they can be exploited. I consistently monitor for breaches and respond with strategic countermeasures to protect valuable data. What's my profession? Okay, let's see who answers this right. So we're talking about digital armor, shield systems, firewall encryptions. Okay. Okay, Bharat has given a very different answer. Very good, soft analyst. Okay. Barry said cybersecurity. Very nice. What about others? What do you think, guys? Okay, it's information security engineer, which is again a cybersecurity role. So people who have answered cybersecurity, you guys are absolutely correct. Because it's all about protecting your organization for which you work and make sure you act as a shield and you basically use multiple encryption tools. Okay, then I think this is the last one, and I want everyone to participate. I turn raw data into insights so clear, helping businesses make decision without fear. I use tools and technique to analyze and find pattern trends and answers of every kind. From spreadsheets to big data, I work with them all. Who am I in the analytics hall? Everyone, please. I think this is very simple, everyone. Like, what do you think? We talk about patterns, data, then we're talking about trends, analysis, we're talking about big data. What is it? What is it? Are we talking about artificial intelligence? How many of you think we are talking about artificial intelligence over here? Do we have anyone who think that we are talking about artificial intelligence? I don't think so, right? Because we're talking about analytics. Or you can say the role can be data analyst, but yes, the operations what you perform is data analytics. Amazing. Okay, I think we have more. One moment. Okay. Oh, I've just displayed the answer, but let me read it. I shift through a sea of data to find hidden threats that lurk. With alerts and logs as my tools, I'm a digital detective on the hunt for breaches. I ensure that each anomaly is investigated with precision. What's my job title? Yes, so I think some of you have seen the answers, right? What is it? You can still guess. So that is SOC analyst. So we talking whenever we talk about investigation, whenever we talk about finding the anomalies in the system, detecting the anomalies, then it always SOC analyst. So that's the right answer. Okay, so do we have anyone in the house right now who doesn't know me? Just to give you a quick introduction about me, my name is Naman. I come with the 13 years of IT experience. Fortunately, I worked with Microsoft, IBM, Deloitte, and I have worked with MTN Nigeria. I am sure that many of my Nigerian friends must have heard about MTN Nigeria, right? So I used to be the one of the engineer and architect working for them. And while I was working for 13 years, I handled almost 12 different projects into domain like cloud, DevOps, and cybersecurity. Right now, I'm into IT management where I'm certified from Microsoft and Amazon. I am Microsoft certified trainer and as well as Amazon authorized instructor. Most of you have connected with me in the past, right? Do we have anyone here who has connected with me in the past? So guys, still feel free to connect with me as much as you can whenever you need a little bit of guidance. I know sometimes I'm unable to respond back to you on time, but you can still, send me a message or remind me so that we guys can connect and talk about your next things coming up in future. Okay. So make sure that you feel free to connect with me openly in case you need anything at any point of time. I can be your point of contact for all of you. So this is a quick introduction about me. Okay, so now let's explore the path of, let's explore the path to success. It starts with education, it goes like what needs to be done next with an idea, then you plan it, your efforts, and then you find the job eventually. Everyone knows that, and many of our students have proven that. One of the guests right now in the audience is here, who is going to talk to us right now in couple of minutes, and she's going to share her story with all of us that how she made it into IT and how is she doing right now. It is quite important, isn't it, to know whether she is doing great or not right now in IT. So we're going to be listening to her very soon. Always remember, whenever you need uh, regular reminders, hands-on projects, resume building, LinkedIn optimization, mock interview certifications, a lot of trainings, a lot of classes, a lot of projects, if the idea of IT comes across your mind, always remember that Think Loudly is one-stop shop for all of you, and you guys can reach out to us anytime. Okay, and so wondering if you're wondering whether IT is right for you or not, then it is certainly a lucrative and fast-growing field. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the number of computer and information technology job is projected to increase 15%. I think that's very low number though what they are projecting, but it is actually growing year by year at a CAGR of 15% annual growth, what we are seeing right now in IT. And I think we are seeing much more growth in IT. We compare IT with other industries like banking, finance, insurance, oil and gas, energy sector. We see a lot of different industries, but the growth, what we observe in IT, we don't see that tremendous amount of growth in other industries today. Yeah. And that's very important for everyone. So now, Riksha, let's invite the guest of today, Francisca.
Oh, yeah, sure, definitely. So, in the dynamic and ever changing field of IT, staying informed and gaining insights from experts is invaluable. That's why we are excited to bring you today's webinar featuring a leading voice in the industry. Our guest speaker has not only made significant contributions to cloud engineering, but also continues to drive innovation and excellence. So I'm truly honored to introduce our guest for today's webinar. Our guest, Francisca, who's a true luminary as a cloud engineer with a wealth of knowledge and experience. Her impressive achievements and contribution to the field have earned her a well-deserved reputation. So we are fortunate to have her to share her insights and valuable perspectives. So everyone, please welcome Francisca.
Hey, Francisca, how are you doing?
I'm good now, man. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Hope you guys are doing okay.
Yeah, I am sure. Now, after listening to your voice, I'm sure that everyone is super excited. Isn't it, everyone? Can we welcome Francisca? Are you excited to listen to story of Francisca, like how she made it into a cloud engineer role? Awesome. So, Francisca, like if you can just talk about like, how you made it into IT and how is it happening right now? Are you enjoying your current role? And if you can share some more details about it.
Okay, yeah, no, man. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's always, I always count it a privilege and a blessing to be able to inspire other people who found themselves in the same position that I used to be some time back. My story is one that I would say is form of like an encouragement to any person who is thinking or doubting or thinking like, how do I make it? How do I survive in this IT world? How am I going to do it? Talking about how I started. First of all, I want to talk about where I come from. I come from a non-IT background, zero IT background, like tech savvy. I wasn't a tech savvy at all. I used to work as a human resources analyst, and then I also work as a quality assurance engineer. But the quality assurance engineer is not in the IT domain. That was strictly in the food processing industry. So you see, it was completely different, or is completely different from IT. So it's nothing related to IT. Now, when I saw some people, some friends, my husband's friends, they were all in the IT field. I saw others drop out, others were making it. I kept asking myself, how do I do it? I want to get into this thing, but I don't want to drop out. And I got in contact with that man. We talked about it. I explained to him my situation, and he told me consistency is the key that you need. I had every reason. I started studies. I kept studying. I studied for more than 6 months, started looking for the job. It wasn't coming. Mind you that I was heavily pregnant as at the time when I was doing my studies.
Wow.
With being pregnant, it wasn't, I had every reason to give up, right? Like, the pregnancy challenges that will come, how tired you can feel sometimes, but I kept pushing, and I kept studying. After the pregnancy, I had my little baby, and then it was still hard having being a new mom with a small in your hand. I had every reason to give up on it, but then I still didn't give up. I remember sometimes I'll wake up in the night. I had a goal for myself. I had to drop in at least 10 applications every day. That was the minimum, like the smallest amount I had set for myself. This was after I was done with my studies. I had the baby. I was in the job market. I was seriously searching for the job. So I set a goal for myself that despite the fact I have a baby, let me put it's challenging. It's a lot of work, the fatigue, the tiredness, taking care of the baby. I said, but then I still have to push myself. I kept on dropping those applications, at least 10 every day, no matter what came up. I kept dropping. And as God will have it, I landed my first job 2 months after I had the baby. And that was a 100% remote job and the comfort of my home. The money is mind blowing. It turned around things for my family for the good, like for the better. Things change, you know. I am working in the comfort of the home. I still be able to take care of this small baby that I have. And I'm able to bring that support that my family needs to stand. I kept working. The first few months were really bit challenging, having to manage all of this. But then that consistency, that word kept coming to my mind. And today I am fine. I am relaxed. 6 months down the road, I landed another job, making it 2 jobs. This is me that I was pregnant while studying. This is me that I had a baby. For anyone that is here that has a baby will know how challenging it can be. The stress, the baby is crying at night, you have to be awake, you need to do this, you need to do that. But I kept going. And today, I am comfortably sitting in the IT domain as an AWS cloud engineer. I am able to work in AWS environment. I am able to do presentations about different topics. I am currently taking classes, in the domain of artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that is what you were attending the AI prompt one the last
yes, yes,
time.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So this is just to tell you that is listening to me that no matter what you are facing, you don't need to. Sorry about the noise in my background. You can hear my baby shouting the other side of the room. No matter what the situation is around you, consistency, keep pushing. Keep pushing. You may have every reason to give up, but don't give up. Keep pushing, keep applying, keep studying, and keep studying. It's a never-ending process, right? Because you want to keep growing. The IT domain is changing, it's evolving. And yeah, you will make it just like I did and even better.
Very nice, very nice. Really inspiring, Francisca. And this is why, I used to talk to you always, and I always wanted to, find one webinar to invite you because there are people over here who are learning with us. They always have this question that whether am I doing a right thing in my life or not, whether am I investing my time, efforts, and money on a right thing or not. But I think just the way you said, consistency is the key here, which has helped you. So, one question what I want to ask on behalf of our audience that uh, you're working on a cloud role right now, and there must be a little bit of DevOps tools you must be using. So, what is
Yes.
that? What are those tools which you use on a regular basis? If you can just give us few names so that people can work on it. Like if you can just talk about some tools.
Okay, so in the side of the DevOps part, I have a project currently that I'm working on. It's an Ansible automation project. So this particular project that I'm currently working on is having everything to do with Ansible platform. And then on the other side of the tools that I use in terms of DevOps, I've also working with Prometheus. I'm using Grafana, and then I am also doing CI/CD, and I'm using Jenkins. So these are some of the DevOps tools that I use almost frequently, like most frequently, if not, sorry about that,
No,
if
no,
not more. Yeah. So I use Jenkins, CI/CD pipelines, Prometheus, Grafana, and then now I have this other new project that I'm working on, which is everything about Ansible automation platform.
awesome, awesome. And the next question, Francisca, what I would again would like to ask you on behalf of our audience that how does the salary range looks like? Because all these people who come from a non-IT background or maybe a background from IT, but they don't know what is the salary structure looks like in cloud engineer and what can they demand from the recruiter? So what do you think? What can be the salary range they can ask uh,
Okay.
for a
So
role of cloud engineer?
I always say that you are the one selling yourself, right? You are the one giving yourself value. And the value you give yourself is also with respect to how the salary is ranging in the market. Now, you are coming in as an AW, as a cloud engineer in general, you have to range yourself, let me say, from the 110,000 US dollar annually and above. Meaning, if you give 110, meaning that for you, that should be, for me anyway, that was the kind of like my minimum. I wasn't going for anything less than 110. You can go even as far as 155. In my first job that I had, I will tell you plain blank, I was given an offer letter with 155,000 US dollars. And the
Wow.
second one, I landed it was 130,000 US dollars. So those two jobs put together can tell you the money I make annually. Now you sell yourself to the recruiter. Most of the mistakes I see some people do when they ask them during interviews, like, how much do we want to pay you? So some people will just rush off to tell a specific amount. Yes, have an amount. Don't have a specific amount. Give them a range that if they accept that range, you're comfortable with. For example, a recruiter asks you, how much are you anticipating or how much are you expecting for this job? So, okay, in terms of this job, I am expecting, I have a range, which is very much negotiable. I have a range of between 125,000 to 180,000 US dollars. So anything that falls within this range, I am going to be comfortable with. Nevertheless, what has the company budgeted for this role? So that will give the recruiter or the hiring manager that you're discussing with an opportunity to talk on the salary. Mind you that you have already told them your range and you have asked them back another question like, what did the company budget? When you're telling them your range, remember to say it is also negotiable. You understand? So that if this is your very first job you're looking for, you don't want to drive them away, right? You don't want to scare them with that big amount if it is not what they have budgeted. So that's why you tell them it is negotiable. So when they come back to you and be like, okay, The company budgeted between 90 to 120 or to 135. You'll be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. 135 max that was budgeted, it falls within my range, so I can do it.
Awesome. I mean, that's a great input what you have given to us, because many of our students, they come to us and say, "Hey, Naman, I have my recruiters round, which is the hiring manager round, and they're gonna discuss about salary. What should I say? I'm so scared." And I think you have answered it very right, that give them a range, and tell them that you are open for negotiation so that you don't drive them away. I mean, that's something what is a great input, Francisca, again, what you have given us. I think that is again going to be very helpful. Francisca, I have seen that people, just because they are scared, they and
Mhm.
they're so eager to get a job, they try to they try to give the price, give the salary which is too low. Some people are open, okay, I'm okay with 70,000 also, just give me IT job. People are crazy about it. And the same recruiter is going to hire another person for
You're
100.
right.
So that is something what's happening right now, but it is very important that you give a reasonable, a range, so that it and the opportunity to the recruiter to decide. So I think that is wonderful input what, Francisca, you have given to us right now. Amazing. And one more
Mhm.
thing, Francisca, I would again would like to ask you. So right now, like when you told in the beginning that you started moving to IT, you started learning. It was a 6 months process. So before you started your 6 months of process of learning, what you were doing? I mean, like when you were in non-IT, so what was your actual profession at that point of time?
So before I started studying IT, I back in my country before I came to the United States of America, I used to work as a human resources analyst. So human resources analyst, I used to deal with personnel, people like people's files. I will make sure that we recruit the right people for the jobs that are being advertised in our company, and make sure that all their files were properly arranged, and make sure I enter their information in our systems. I follow up payroll for for these employees. And there's something in my country called here in America they call it the Social Security Service. Back in my country, it is also Social Security, but in the French, they call it CNPS. So I always make sure I followed up their CNPS related things as expected, making sure they have their maternity benefits being paid. Make sure if they are going on vacation, their vacations are being paid. Make sure that if they are going on retirement, because we had so many workers that were retiring, and make sure that their retirement benefits are being paid. That was before I came to this country. So when I came now to this country, it is a whole new atmosphere. I need to look for something to do. Of course, I could not just immediately get back a job in my domain that I came from for my country. I had an opportunity to work in a warehouse as a quality assurance specialist. Being a quality assurance specialist in the fruit industry, in the food industry, I was making sure that the fruits that our company produce, they go out at the right temperature, because when you're producing fresh fruit, the temperature matters a lot. If the temperature is high, that product is prone to incubating, or let me say getting bad or spoiling. Let me use that simple word. So I was making sure that the fruits that we produce go out at the right temperature. I was making sure that the packaging that these fruits were being packaged inside have the right instruction for people to read. For example, we were producing yogurt. We had another section that was producing yogurt. Now, some yogurts come with extra ingredients in them. For example, we'll put some of them will have peanuts in them. You want to make sure that the label that is being put at the back of the container of that yogurt has the right description of the content. Make sure we have the peanut is declared, like allergens have been declared, so that whoever is buying this product out there is able to read that this product contains allergen. all
Got it.
of this all of this work was being regulated by the FDA. I'm sure most of you, if you're here in the US or in Canada, you would know about FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. So that was just kind of like the nature of my job, making sure that the products, the fresh fruits we produce, the yogurt and every other thing that we're producing, are being produced as per regulations and are being sent out as expectation to meet the customer's needs. So that was kind of like the nature of my job. All of this were being done, and then we had to document it in a central system so that when the government comes for their audit, we are able to present our data to them clean and clear. They are able to see it, check on it, and then validate us during audits, validate us if we are clean or if everything is falling within expectations or regulatory standards. And where we are lacking or falling short, they will tell us, okay, we found this, you need to correct this, you need to work on this and stuff like that. So that
It
was
means,
kind of like the
there
nature
was,
of my job.
yeah. So Francisca, it means that there was no IT involved at that time, but
No, 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 no.
yeah, I mean that is very important because a lot of people who are working in warehouses or having different IT job, they actually always get scared to be in IT because they don't find that opportunity. And one more thing, one last question, Francisca, because we have to move on. So
Right.
one so I'm sure that this is a work from home opportunity, right? Or is it an hybrid opportunity? What you're working right now?
100% work from home.
Wow. Great. I love your answers. Awesome. Thank you so much, Francisca. I'm sure there are many people who must be having goosebumps or they are ready for to be in IT, I'm sure. So how many of you would like to thank Francisca for joining us and sharing the information what she had shared and the journey what she has been to. So would you like I mean, do you have any question for Francisca? Great. So thank you so much, Francisca. We have one question for you. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. So when you were applying for the job, were you focusing on like a how like were you focusing on only on one role or were you focusing on different roles?
So I was focusing not on one specific role. The title of my CV was Cloud and DevOps Engineer, AWS Cloud and DevOps Engineer. Now, in my resume, I made sure that I covered most of the things that a cloud engineer does. And also, I made sure that it covered the DevOps part so that if the company that is recruiting is requesting for a DevOps person, they will find all those skills, all those tools on my resume. And if they are looking for a cloud engineer, they will find those skills or those tools on my resume as well. So my focus was mostly on the cloud and DevOps. So I joined the two of them in one resume, and that was what I was strictly looking for. I wasn't looking for so many things at the same time. I focused on cloud and DevOps engineer.
Sure. Thank you so much, Francisca. Francisca, if in case you want to drop your LinkedIn ID, you can, so that I can send it to the people. They can connect with you. I'm sure that they will also consider you as your friend, or you will be able to grow a network with some aspiring students. So thank you
Sure,
so much.
sure, sure.
I
Sure,
really,
Naman, I'll send it to you.
yeah, I'm really happy that you joined us, and thank you so much for attending this session and becoming our guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Naman. And I wish you all success and good luck as well. The good Lord who did it for me, well, may He do it for you too. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Francis. Appreciate it. Great, guys. I'm sure that everyone is charged now, right? The battery is charged for everyone. Are we ready for the next section, everyone? Great, great. Very good responses, everyone. Okay. So now, are your assumptions about IT careers holding you back? Sometimes let's start with the session and let's get into some of the IT, myths, what we have, and let me burst them for you and let me help you out with some of the important things. You won't believe that, sometimes when we have a myth, we are never able to welcome the opportunities. So how many of you think that if we have a mindset, then if we have a wrong mindset, then sometimes we can block the opportunities to come to us? Do we have anyone who agrees with me that the wrong mindset can block the number of opportunities? So do we have only one person, or what? Like, let's say if we have a mindset that I cannot drive a car, right? A lot of people, I have my friend who used to think I cannot drive a car, and he never touched the car for almost 5 to 6 years. But one day when I told him, no, it's not that difficult, you should drive it once. People are driving out there. Look at thousands of people who are driving the car. And now he has his own car because he took that courage and he started driving, though he was so he had that mindset that he cannot drive the car, right? And now he can freely drive the car in the entire city, and he can even go outside city, right? So wrong mindset can lead to blocking your opportunities, and that is something which has been proven by many of the instances what happens around all of you, right? You might have seen in your life. So we wanted to have this session hosted for all of you because this is actually a regular question what we hear from a lot of you, a lot of people like that whether should I choose IT career or not? Whether when I'm stepping into IT career, but I don't have any background or any sort of knowledge already. So how am I going to break into IT? You know, so let's break down the myths and uncover the real keys to achieving the success in the tech world. So now you have heard Francisca, and I'm sure that everyone who is here, you must be very, very excited. You must be very, very happy to know her journey. It's because she told her about her pregnancy. She told us about her pregnancy. That even she was pregnant, she was going through a difficult time in life, but she didn't have the wrong mindset. She had a mindset that I cannot work in warehouse once I give birth to my baby. I cannot work. I want a full-time remote job. And that's why she said 100% remote job. You can imagine right now she's having that 100% remote job, taking care of the kid at the same time. And you have also heard her kid, crying in the back, right? So now in that scenario, it becomes quite difficult for the woman to, manage both the life, professional and personal life. But if you are working from home, then it really becomes easy, and everyone can acknowledge that, and everyone knows that very well, isn't it? So this is something what we also acknowledge, and we always tell every student that don't keep a wrong mindset. Let's just look at something what can help you to understand how it really works. Okay. So the first myth for everyone is IT jobs are only for people who love coding. And I need the voting over here, that who agree and who don't who doesn't agree with this. IT jobs are only for people who love coding or who know coding. So guys, you have to communicate with me. You all have to communicate with me to make this session best, so that I can share my thoughts. I can give you some examples and we can talk about it. So how many of you agree that IT jobs are only for the people who love coding? Do we have anyone over here who thinks that coding is really important? Absolutely. You guys are absolutely right. Let me burst this myth for you. If you think that without coding I cannot land a job, then that is not true. You can land a job. You can land a job without having coding or programming skills. I have hundreds of examples with me. I have students, who are still connected with me, and they had no background of coding. No coding background is required. Okay. But there is one important thing, you know, that if you add a coding skill in your profile, that can become an added advantage in future. Okay. So if you find any online learning, or if you want to do it yourself, if you want to go through a book, you can add a Python coding skill in your profile, because it is just it's just a fun. You don't have to mandatorily add Python coding in your resume. Trust me, it is not required. Python coding is not required, or any kind of a coding is not required for an IT job. But if you add Python, it can really take your resume to a next level. Because if a recruiter is hiring, then Python can be a game changing at times. Okay. So Python, can anyone guess, like, why am I suggesting Python? Why not other languages like Java, C, C++, .NET? Why do you think that? Why am I recommending Python for all of you? Any idea, anyone? Anyone? What do you think? Very good. Very good responses. Python is the future. Okay. In a very simple term, Python is the future. Okay. And Python is the present as well. Python, you can do scripting with Python. You can create applications with Python. You can do all the artificial intelligence work with Python. You can do all the data analytics work with with Python. Okay. You can also use Python in some automation tools. So you can see that Python is applicable everywhere. Okay. So number one thing which I want to tell you, I want to bust the myth for everyone. Coding is not required for the job. But if in case you are interested to learn coding, then definitely choose Python. You will meet hundreds of people and they will try to recommend Java, they will try to recommend C, C++. Some people would tell you Linux, some people would tell you about C sharp, .NET, right? So they will tell you a lot of languages. But please don't waste your time on these languages. That's not required. Even for a cloud engineer role, no coding is required. But if you want to do any coding, do Python because your project may require Python. But interviewer will not ask you for coding experience. Is that okay, everyone? Does that make sense, everyone? So do you agree with me that coding is not required? I want everyone. I see you are here. Baba Jide, Bade, Barry, Bharat. I want everyone to respond. Demilula, Dhaval, Jovi, you are here. Emmanuel, everyone, please. You guys have to say no if you don't agree with me. If you agree with me, say yes. But at least respond to me. Let's talk. Okay. Now, so then the second myth, which is like you need a computer science degree to work in IT. You know what, guys? I tell you one interesting thing. I was I was just closing my day last night at 11 p.m. I was closing my day and I got a call. His name is Ifyani. I'm not sure if he's part of the audience, but he called me up and said, Naman, I'm trying to enroll myself into one of the master's program to do my IT degree or do computer science degree. I said, why are you doing that? He said, because every job description is asking me to have computer science degree, you know. And I said, no, please don't do that. Why do you wait? Why do you want to waste your $25,000, $30,000 just to do your degree and waste all of your time? Organizations, recruiters, they don't care what education you have gone through. You can imagine Francesca coming from a different country, a French-speaking country. She landed in US, working in warehouse, and started her journey in IT as cloud engineer. She didn't have any requirement of computer science degree. So why do you guys want to waste your money in the degrees? So degree is something what what can be an additional benefit, but trust me, to land a job in computers or in IT, you don't need computer science degree. Okay, so anyone who has this thought that I have not done any IT or computer science in my past, so now when I come from a healthcare background, or when I come from a warehouse background, or when I come from an accounting background, how will I prove that I am someone who is literate in IT? How is that possible? You guys have to give me you guys have to give me an idea that if I don't have a computer science degree, how can I really prove that I'm the one who can do the job to the recruiters? What is the quickest way of proving that I can do the work? Any idea, anyone? How can I prove the recruiters then I can do the work? Anyone? Any idea? Let me repeat a question for all of you. If someone does not have the education qualification in computer science or IT, how can he or she prove that he can really work in IT? Okay. So that's let me tell you guys. You guys are very close. Skills, gaining right skills and certifications. See, let me give you one example, a very good example. You know what? Uh, 10 years ago, there was no degree available in the university on cybersecurity. Today, we have masters in cybersecurity. We have masters in AI, right? But 10 years ago or 15 years ago, we never had this specializations available. So does it mean that people who attended the university 15 years ago are not eligible to find job in cybersecurity or AI? That's not right. There is a way that is certifications. If you are able to gain the right certifications, which are industry recognized certifications, then you can easily prove that this guy can really do the job. Okay. So having the industry level certifications are important. Okay. So when I say industry level certifications, what does it mean? See, any institute or any learning center can give you a Python certificate when you complete the course, or you can get the certificate from Udemy, but that's not valid. For one skill, there is only one certification body out there, and you have to get the certification from those bodies. Okay. For example, project management is PMI, right? Then AWS is from Amazon, correct? Python is from Python Institute. Okay. Cybersecurity is from CompTIA or EC Council. Okay. So now, if you can ask me more, I can give you more examples. But for every skill, there is one industry recognized organizations. Okay. That is very important. There's a guy who told me one thing day before yesterday, that I collected my certifications from Coursera. Have you heard about Coursera? Anyone who has collected the certificate from Coursera? Guys, certificates from Coursera, certificate from Udemy, certificate from any any learning center is not a valid one. Okay, for any recruiters out there. When we talk seriously about a job, right? Certification matters only from those authorities from which it should come. Okay. For every skill, there is one or two authorities which can certify you. Please remember one thing. Okay. So if someone says that I have a Coursera certification because I completed the course, or I have a LinkedIn certification, please, recruiters don't even care about it. You list down 20 certifications in your resume, recruiters won't give any value to all of them. Okay. So make sure that you don't value those, value only recognized one. If you need, ISACA is a good one. ISC2 is good. So you can always check with me or check with any one of us, like which recognized certification body I should do my certification with. Please don't do certification from anyone. Okay. Like for Scrum Master, trust me, for Scrum Master, you will find hundreds of organizations giving you certificates. But please don't do that. For Scrum Masters, there are only two, Scrum Alliance and Scrum.org. Only those two are valid organizations across the globe. Otherwise, your money will get wasted. So it's better that you come across and you check with us. Whenever you do any certification, just check with us. A lot of people, they do DevOps certifications, and then DevOps certification, the surprisingly DevOps in itself does not have any certification, because DevOps is a concept. It is not offered by any organization. Okay. So you can check with me or check with any one of us whenever you want to do any certification, because it's very important to check which are those right organizations to get the certificates from. Does that make sense, everyone? Guys, are there any questions so far? Okay. Moving on to the next myth. Okay. Lot of people have this problem, you know. The AI, the IT job terminator, AI will kill all the jobs. And how many of you think that AI is going to kill IT? How many of you think that AI is going to kill your opportunity in IT? Do you think it's possible that AI is going to kill the opportunity within IT? See, AI is generated. Okay, the answer is no. Okay, answer is no, is a big no. Okay, AI cannot kill IT jobs. AI will transform IT jobs, that the IT jobs will become more smart, they will require more skills, but AI cannot kill IT. That is for sure. You know why? Because the work what you do in in IT, that will get advanced day by day, but it cannot kill IT job. Okay. And the reason is AI is still working on predictions. Okay. You might have tried a lot of AI tools. Okay. So how many of you think, see, if it is a chat GPT, right? A lot of people is saying that chat GPT is trying to kill IT. If I tell you precisely, chat GPT is not trying to kill IT. Chat GPT is making the life of IT engineers easier. Okay. Chat GPT is just giving the content and helping IT engineers to be smart. Okay. So ChatGPT will never kill IT job. ChatGPT will just make the life easier for an IT engineer. Okay. And let me ask you one thing. How many of you use Siri or Google or Alexa uh, every day and you love using that? See, those AI tools are still not so friendly, right? It seems that it's sometimes it seems gimmicky. We still don't want to use AI in our car. Whenever we want to turn on the windows of our car, we still want to use the buttons, right? So AI is still getting trying to get or trying to make our environment acclimatized, so we get real connected with AI, but it is not yet there. Okay, I know that future may come where AI will become important, but AI can make our life easier, but cannot replace the human or cannot replace the IT job. It will just transform the job. Does that make sense, everyone? Just like when the computers and laptops were introduced, people who used to collect data on the papers, they used to think that our jobs are gone, right? There was a time 35 years ago or 40 years ago when the computers were introduced to the market, and the people who used to do accounting on the paper, they used to think our jobs are gone. But they never understood that they have to upskill, and when they upskill themselves, they can start using computers. So we will definitely bring AI in our life, but it doesn't mean that we will lose our jobs. Okay, so it's a myth. AI cannot kill any IT job. It can just transform your life, make your life easier, and I think it is not yet there. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. AI is transforming, and we have some numbers over here what team has put for you. One moment. So AI is transforming jobs and opening doors for new IT careers. You can see that this is a AI related jobs. A lot of AI prompt jobs are coming in the market right now. AI prompt engineer, artificial engineer, data science engineer. So those roles will definitely increase because adoption of AI is increasing day by day. So anyone who is interested to get into AI, you can, but AI requires programming. Let me tell you very clearly. Okay. Okay, this is the next myth, everyone. You can't get an IT job without experience. How many of you think that you can't get an IT job without experience? This is the first question I asked when we started this. See, uh, this lady, the Francisca, was a great example in front of all of us. No matter what background you come from, you can still get the job in IT with no IT experience, with no IT background. So don't keep that thought in mind. Whatever you are trying to do, whether you're trying to become a cloud engineer, you are trying to become a cybersecurity specialist, try to gain your skills. Recruiter values your skill. They don't care what were you doing earlier. Okay. So just try to gain as much as possible this in the form of skills, and don't keep a mindset, because you know that wrong mindset can lead you to blocking your opportunities. So don't do that. Don't block your opportunities. Don't become your obstacle yourself. Okay. So keep your open mind, trust yourself, trust the process. Okay. And you can get the job in IT without any experience. And many students have proven in the past, and I'm sure that you guys can also prove that. Okay. The fifth one is IT jobs are only found in tech companies. So how many of you think this is true? That you can find the jobs in tech companies? When you are gaining the skills in IT, how many of you think that you will find the job in only tech companies? You won't believe, I used to work for McDonald's, and I was an IT engineer when I was working in McDonald's. Can you imagine? We had a store in Chicago, and there was a kitchen we were trying to automate. I was working in IT. I was an IT engineer for McDonald's. So one day when I told my mother that I'm working for McDonald's, she was like a bit surprised that after working for so many years in IT, why are you working in McDonald's again? So she thought I lost my job. So I said, no, no, no. I'm working in McDonald's, but I'm working on a tech position, So whenever I used to tell my friends, and I used to tell my a lot of people who were connected with me while I was working for McDonald's. So they used to think that when I say McDonald's, it means that it's non-IT. It's not true. If I tell you, I have worked with McDonald's, I have worked with telecom industries, I have worked with biscuit making company, or there was a restaurant chain I worked with. So IT is something which fits everywhere. IT in itself is very big, but it fits everywhere. You can imagine a hospital. Have you ever seen their billing center? The billing department, it's totally IT, right? When you go to anything right now, when you go and you see a lot of kiosk machines, what is that? So that is technology, that is IT. So always remember, whosoever is going to get the job in future, you guys are going to get the job in IT, but not necessarily in tech companies. If you get the job in tech companies, it's good. But if you get a job, let's say in insurance organization, but that role is cybersecurity analyst, there is no problem, right? So IT jobs are not only found in tech companies. You're open to work anywhere. So whenever you apply for jobs, don't keep a second thought that I should not apply in pharmaceutical. It's a pharma organization, or it's a hospital, it's a healthcare. I should not apply over there. How does tech exist in tech in hospital? So don't keep that. Keep your mindset again open. Apply everywhere wherever possible. Keep yourself open and apply everywhere. Does that make sense, everyone? Is that okay, everyone? Can we move to next? Great. Okay. It's too late to launch a career in IT. I just want to, give one example, and I don't want to talk about it at all. I am just tired of listening this question from a lot of people. So, but let me ask you this question before I even answer it. What do you think? Can it be too late to launch a career in IT? Do we have anyone here who is in their 50s right now or 40s right now? Do we have anyone here who is here? who is in their 40s or 50s? I know that not everyone wants to reveal that. Do we have anyone here? Yeah. See, guys, if I tell you, there's one startup in United States, and they hired people with the age of 62 and 61. They still want to hire people like on a part-time roles, like people who want to work, you know. I know personally one of the lady. She got a job at the age of 55, like 2 years ago. Now she's 57. She has 4 kids, and we have also invited her in a lot of webinars in the past. She's 57 right now. Can you imagine? So you can imagine that age is never a factor. No one checks your age. They just want to check your skills again, the same thing. And it's never too late to launch a career in IT. Just try to gain as many skills as you can. And if you're able to gain skills, then recruiter doesn't care like what's your age. Okay. So no matter what's your age, you can still work in IT. Okay. So does it take a long time to learn IT skills? How many of you think what is the average time to learn a skill in IT? What do you think? Please tell me the number. Is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months? What's that number, everyone? How long does it take to learn IT skills? I want everyone to respond on this because I want to see like your capacity and how many months you will take to learn a skill. Okay, Robert is saying 1 year. Okay, John Paul is saying 6 months. Candide is saying 6 months, 9 months. Okay, Steph is saying 1 year. Samuel is saying 3 to 6 months. Okay, Chibuzo is saying 1 to 3 months. What about others? Thierry, what about you? Tesla, Tajuddin, what about you guys? How many months? 3 to 6 months. Okay, guys, honestly, I tell you one thing. If you are taking more than 2 months on a skill, you're wasting your time. Trust me. Don't do it. Don't learn it if you are taking more than 2 months. There are too many things what you have to learn to be in IT, right? If you spend 6 months to 1 year to learn something, or if you take 1 year to 1.5 year to learn something, your life you cannot even gain 20, 30 skills, right? It should take maximum 2 months. When I say maximum 2 months, I never say that it should be number of days or months. I always tell this to every student that it should not takes more than 100 hours to learn a skill. Now find out how will you get those 100 hours. Trust me, in IT there is no skill which takes more than 100 hours. I can tell you about it. I have examples where people have completed learning, gaining skills in within 100 hours. So if you are able to gain 100 hours, I mean, if you're able to invest 3 hours every day, right? Or maybe weekends, probably 4 hours, right? Then I think that's quite enough. So 100 hours, including your live training, the training what you attend with Thinkcloudly or somewhere else. So 100 hours should be the maximum time to learn each skill, and those 100 hours should be completed in 2 months. Don't spend more than 2 months. After 2 months, move to next, because you have to decorate your resume with number of skills. How will you do it if you spend Emeka or the people who are responding with 6 months? Guys, if you guys are going to take 6 months of time to spend on one skill, I'm telling you, you will never be able to do that. You will never be able to be in IT because you are taking too long to learn. I know that everyone has to work, but try to get some time out in your weekends. But spending maximum time of 2 months is a wonderful thing. If it stretches to 3 months, that's totally okay. But don't go beyond 3 months on one skill. Okay. So the myth is IT takes a long time to learn IT skills, and that is totally wrong. IT never takes long time. You can compare IT with any other department, any other industry. You will find that IT is the quickest way of learning. Can you imagine one skill to get perfection on one skill within 2 months? Do you think it's a long time? So anyone who says that it takes long time, tell them no, it's not right. It just take 2 months to learn one skill in IT. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? So how many months are we going to spend maximum on one skill? How many months are we all going to spend on one skill? Anyone? 2. Absolutely 2. Okay, great. 100 hours. Make sure you remember 100 hours as well. It's not that you started today and you didn't spend even your 40 hours and you said, oh, I spent my 2 months, but I don't know the skill. It's just because you might not have completed your 100 hours within 2 months. Okay, so capping is 2 months or 100 hours.
Okay, and also if I talk about the policy here in Thinkcloudly, so we have a policy of referring a friend. So as I talked about in the webinar offer, if you have any of your friend or relative who's interested to enroll in any of our program or wanted to avail that offer, so if you refer someone and that person gets enrolled with us to get any service from Thinkcloudly, so you'll be getting $100 as a cashback. So the more individual you will refer, for each and every individual, you will getting $100. So anyone, if you have anyone who's interested to enroll in any of our surveys or wanted to avail the webinar offer, please feel free to tell us about it so that you can get $100 as a cashback for sure. Okay, now we have come upon the course session. So everyone gear up yourself. So first, before telling the rules, I want everyone to join the quiz. So you have two ways to join this quiz session. Either you can scan the QR code, or either the link has been already provided in the chat box. You can join via link. You have two ways to join it. Either you can join through the link in the chat box, or either you can scan the QR code. Now, before starting with the quiz, I must tell you the rules that you'll be getting 5 questions in this quiz, and you'll be getting 20 seconds for each question, and you won't be able to change your answer once it's marked. So please mark your answers really precisely and carefully so that you won't mark anything wrong. And the first winner, the first winner will be the one who will be answering all the answers correctly at the very last time. That winner will be getting the course voucher of the program of the course of their interest. So hurry up everyone, we are having few minutes till then everyone is joining. We want no one should miss this opportunity, so still we have time. Before we start with the quiz, I want everyone to join it. So you can join via link or you can just join through the scanning the code. Okay, so we have got the winner of today's quiz session. So we have M as a winner. So congratulations, M. So you'll be getting the course voucher for sure. So please provide us with your name and also with your course of interest and your number so that our team can reach out to you. Everyone, please congratulate M in the chat box. Okay, now coming towards the certification part, must tell you that the one who have attended the webinar session today, they'll be getting the certification of participating in the webinar. So if you want to get the certification, as you might can see that the link has been given in the chat box. And once you click on that link, once you fill your information in that Google form, you'll be getting your certification in 1 or 2 working days. So if you want to get the certification, everyone, please fill the form given in the chat box. Okay, and also if anyone have any question regarding the webinar recordings and if someone wants to get the recent recording of this webinar, this webinar session video will be uploaded in 1 or 2 working days. But you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and you can watch the other webinar session videos so that you can watch these sessions of other videos too. And also, if you have any sort of question or any sort of thing that you want to talk about that we won't be able to answer it earlier, you can ask us in the chat box so that we can answer it. And regarding the certification, you can fill the form given in the link. And still, if any of you have any of your friend or anyone, or if anyone here is interested to for the webinar offer, they still have time. You can give your name in the chat box so that our team can reach out to you.
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.